for our objectives, at the end of the lesson, students can be able to first identify the different factors that bring about diversity in the classroom. Second, demonstrate positive attitude towards diversity as an enriching element in the learning environment. Third, describe the basic categories of exceptional learners. Fourth, define important terminologies related to student diversity. And fifth, discuss multiple intelligences. So for our introduction, please read this third one.
The teacher as facilitator of learning is tasked to consider diversity in learning brought about by individual differences, multiple intelligent, exceptional learners. Their learning and teaching styles, among others, in planning for effective instruction. This diversity also comes from other factors like socioeconomic status, thinking, learning styles, and exceptionalism. Exceptionalities.
So, as a future educator, we are tasked to consider diversity in learning. Because in the near future, if we are going to teach, we're going to be dealing diverse learners. So when we say diverse learners, they are different from one another. They have different abilities and capabilities, and also level of intelligence. So for us, just like here in our classroom, we are different from each other. For example, if some of us are academic achiever, there's also good and curricular activities, and also some of us are fluent when it comes to public speaking. Also, there's also a man of writing. So we're all different, including those other factors, just like our socioeconomic status, our way of living, our cultural backgrounds. So we're all different. So, and also including those students that have exceptionalities. So when we say students that have exceptionalities, these are the students that have implications or problems. Yes. So like yung may mga dyslexia, mga autisms, yes. So for us to become an effective educator, I must give them differentiated variety of instruction and also learning assessment that suited to their interests and needs for us to become for us to create a more engaging and more relevant learning environment. So, number one, student diversity contributes to cognitive development. So, I will further read the explanation there in our PPT. I will explain it. So, by interacting with our environment, we can gain a lot of knowledge. That's why our diversity contributes to our cognitive development. Because when we are going to interact with our peers, we're going to be able to know their point of views, and also by collaborating with each other, we can acquire knowledge. Just like for example, here in our classroom, if we are tasked to do group activities, so we collaborate and share our ideas and also our strategies on how to solve things. That's why we can gain knowledge from our classmates, and also they can gain knowledge from us. That's why our diversity contributes to our development. So number two, student diversity prepares learners for their role as responsible member of society. So for us to become a responsible member of society, we must give respect to each other, and also we must for us to become a responsible member of society, we must give respect to each other. We must understand differences in their point of views, and also we must just be open-minded to create a society that are harmonious and peaceful to live. So next is student diversity can promote harmony. So student diversity is related to the classroom, teaching and learning process. It can become a vehicle for promoting harmonious space. That's why different cultures are being integrated here in our schools. And also, they teach us different culture for us to engage and to understand different perspectives. Us also to create a harmonious race relations so that we can avoid many misconceptions and misunderstanding about other cultures. So, encourage learners to share their personal history and experiences. So, sharing personal history and experiences foster us to community and um, belongingness, because when we are sharing our stories here in our classroom, we can able to feel that we are heard, respected, we are understood, and also we can promote a inclusive learning environment where individuals are included despite of their differences. So we integrate learning experience in activities which promote student multicultural and cross-cultural awareness. So you can encourage or even imitate co-curricular experiences that are aimed at promoting diversity awareness. So for us to promote diversity awareness, we must conduct diversity here in our school. So by adapting activities that giving importance to differences of others, giving importance to our diversity. Just like for example, yung mga activities na yung mga indigenous week, yung linggo ng wika, and also yung mga disability awareness. And also, let's student interview other students on campus or from diverse backgrounds, foreign students, students from other ethnic generations. So, by interviewing students from different ethnic and racial groups, we can gain the first-hand information about the topics that related to their culture. And also we can prevent miscommunication because sa kanila na mismo nanggaling yung information. That's why it can lighten our understanding about their culture. So next, invite students to internet discussion with email. Because diba, in the internet, we can easily interact with different places, like sa mga different countries. So, we can ask them about their culture. Also, we can also spread awareness in using of social media platforms. As students, if they have been personal target of prejudice or discrimination, and have them this experience with other members of the class. So, sharing personal experiences here in our school, so that understand the real life impact of, so that can understand the real life. So they can understand the real life impact of discrimination. So we can prevent students from discriminating others, and also we can create a more inclusive learning environment that individuals are belong. They can feel that they are welcome. Yes. So let me see. Aside from highlighting diversity, identify patterns of unity that transcend group differences. So Clyde Blackmore, an early American anthropologist who spent a lifetime studying human diversity across different cultures, concluded from his extensive research that every human is at the same time, like for other humans, like some humans or like other humans. So according to Clyde Blackmore, we're all same but in different ways. So we're all same because we're all humans, but we are different because of our diversity, because of our cultural backgrounds, and also because of our differences. And also, so that's why it makes us diverse from each other. So this is vertically based so that and homogeneous group of the basis of views or experiences with respect to issues. So when we say homogeneous groups, they are same gender or groups or same race ethnicity group. Included with similar perspective can delve deeper into specific issues, share insights, and build upon each other's understanding. Next, try to form a group of students who are different with respect to the demographic characteristics and similar with respect to other. So the benefits of this, the students will learn from different backgrounds and experiences. This is after students have to make assessment, instrument, learning style, inventories, or personality profiles, have them line up or move the color of the according to their score overall profile. So this activity sometimes called human bar or self-sorting can be fun and engaging way to visually represent students' self-assessment. So this activity encourages students to reflect on their own learning and identify areas where they need more support or change. So we communicate high expectations to students of all subgroups, make a conscious attempt to follow or grow its students from diverse group by using effective listening techniques. So to continuously poll and engage students from diverse group, using effective questioning techniques, we have to consider this strategy. Before class, we have to identify students from various subgroups. So when we say subgroup, ito yung different gender, different races, and also different learning styles, and socioeconomic background. After that, prepare a few questions tailored to their strength or areas where they might contribute unique perspectives. So next is learn the names of your students, especially the foreign names that you may have difficulty pronouncing. Because remembering and using student names correctly demonstrates you that you have valued them as individuals and that you are paying attention to them. It makes them feel seen and it makes them feel seen and respected. So for the this means that
Letter E, use varied instructional methods to accommodate student diversity in learning styles. Number 1, diversity, the sensor perceptual modalities through which you deliver and present information. Example, orally in print, diagrammatic, and pictorial representations or hand-on experiences.
For example, of this is we don't have just to rely on the whiteboard kasi we have to use pictures also and videos in showing our examples. So for us to deliver our information with our students because they easily acquire knowledge if they show pictures or videos about the topic that we have discussed. Also, diversify the instructional formats or procedures used in class. So use formats that are student-centered include activities like group discussion, debates, role-playing, and simulations, games, or hands-on projects. Also, use formats that are unstructured or trial and error discovery learning. Just like in college, our professor gave us a topic so that we can discover on our own, so that we can use our critical thinking. So unlike those sa high school days natin where our teacher are the one who give us information and teach us. So use procedures that involve both independent learning, independently completed projects, individual learning versus so, just like for example, student engage in individual reflection after completing a lesson, activity or project. They can consider their learning intelligence and insights. So, Miss, we will list this with the
What are the examples you use to illustrate concepts in order to provide multiple contexts that are relevant to students from diverse backgrounds? First, specific strategies for providing multiple examples in various contexts that are relevant to their varied backgrounds include the following. Have students complete personal information card during the first week of class and use this information to select examples for illustration that are relevant to their personal interests and life experiences. Next, use ideas, comments, and decisions that students raise in class or which they choose to write about to help think of examples illustration to use. Ask students to provide their own examples of concepts based on experiences drawn for their personal lives. Have students apply concepts by placing them in a situation or context that is relevant to their lives. Example, how would you show respect to a person you know?
Thank you, Miss Bunjo. So, the first one is the summary. Also, we complete personal information. So, by the content of this personal card information, it includes questions that help you understand about your students, and also you can understand their interests, hobbies, and also strengths and challenges, even their cultural background. So through this personal information card, we're able to know our students very well. And next is the absolute complete personal. Use ideas and comments and questions that students raise in class, or which they choose to write about, because we'll take an example of this based on this. So engaging with student ideas and comments, information is powerful to make learning really fun and engaging. Because as a teacher, we can learn from our student perspective also, and our students can learn from us also. So we can create a more engaging learning environment where students are being integrated. So next is use ideas. Ask students to provide their own examples of concept based on experience grown for their personal lives. So just like for example, when we are discussing on topic, we must relate it to our personal experience. Diba, katulad sa ginagawa ni Madam Danyo, diba? When she is discussing, pinarelate niya sa sa life experience niya. So for us to portray more realistic and engaging learning environment. So this is the absolute apply concept based on the situation or context that is relevant to their life. How would you respect all of the learning? So, for example, you discuss the class, how can you understand diversity? So you ask your student about their opinion, and do that re-engage them in real life scenario. That's why you can apply in their lives. So, adapt to students' diverse backgrounds or learning styles by allowing them personal choice and decision-making opportunities concerning what they will learn and how they will learn. So, giving the learner more decision-making opportunity with respect to learning class. So, the benefit of it is to increase engagement because students more likely to motivated when they feel sense of ownership over their learning. They can gain confidence and navigate their own learning journey. Also, foster more positive interaction among students. So that learning is lifelong. So we have to encourage students that learning is a lifelong journey, and that there is always something to discover. Promote positive student attitude toward the subject matter. So we must make the real-world application to students that how the subject matters applies to their lives, their career, or current events. So this is the result is students working more consistently with their teachers. So for example, here in college, our professor has to discover our skills in our professor has to discover things on our own so that we can use our critical thinking and develop our planning. So that is why students working more consistently with their teacher. Diversify your methods of assessing and evaluating students. You can accommodate students' diversity not only by varying what you do with your teaching, but also varying what students do with your learning. So, for overall activities, so for us to know if our students are gaining knowledge or learning, we have to set a methods of assessing and evaluating through individually related oral reports, panel presentation, group projects, and so we can enhance their cognitive and engaging skills and evaluate their performance so that if they have a lack of knowledge, we can guide them.